SypherPk, also known as Hassan, is one of Fortnite's biggest streamers who's gotten over 8 million subscribers making content revolving around Fortnite. But he wasn't always this successful, and through perseverance he managed to make it. This is the insane rags to riches story of SypherPk. Ali Hassan was born in U.S. South Austin, Texas on 1995. He lived with 3 other brothers and had a loving mom and dad. Sypher and his brothers would always play on the PlayStation 2, and they would compete trying to see who can get to a higher level faster. Sypher was talented in gaming, and from a very young age he would always manage to win against his 3 brothers in whichever game they played.
Whenever they were stuck on the level, I would be the one to beat it. They would call me the master of games. That was my title.
He was always good at solving puzzles and beating bosses in his games, and whenever Sypher's brothers were stuck on a level, Sypher would always be the one to beat it. And at just 11 years old, Sypher was at a grocery store where he saw a picture of an NBA basketball player. And there was also a crowd which stared at this picture. And it was here where Sypher decided that he would like to be a pro basketball player when he grew up. But little did he know that he would instead be Fortnite's biggest content creator. Later, Sypher's dad installed a basketball hoop in his backyard, and here Sypher would be practicing and playing with his brothers. Sypher was really tall at around 6 foot, and he had a body built for basketball back in middle school, and so he realized that he really has a chance with basketball, and so he decided to take it seriously.
I was like, I really need to take basketball seriously.
His high school didn't have basketball as a sport, and so Sypher asked his parents to transfer schools. At the beginning, his parents didn't agree to take him to a different school, and they said that his education is more important than sports, and so he should just focus on that. But later they made an agreement where if he got straight A's and if he beat his father in a basketball 1v1, then he'll be able to transfer schools.
The only way he will consider for me to go to that high school is if I can beat him in a one-on-one.
Sypher managed to get straight A's, but he struggled to win against his dad, and for like 4 months he experienced loss after even more losing. Remember, Sypher was only 14 at the time and his dad was a grown-up with way more experience, and so it was really difficult for Sypher to beat his dad. Also, Sypher's brother was always the referee, trying to make sure that no one was cheating. But eventually, because of his burning drive and passion for basketball, he managed to do the impossible by beating his dad, and so his parents finally agreed to transfer him to a different school. In Sypher's new school, basketball tryouts immediately started on the first week. Sypher already started playing basketball on the very first day, trying to make it into the team. There was also 140 other people trying out for the basketball team, but they could only allow 13 people into the team. But after the countless practice and exercise, Sypher managed to impress the coach so much that the coach decided to give him a chance by allowing him to join the team. Here Sypher experienced a sense of relief and achievement that he finally made it into the team. And in the summer of 2011, at just 15 years old, Sypher went live for the very first time. He was streaming his favorite game at the time, which was called RuneScape, and at this point Sypher was still in high school when he started his channel in 2011. YouTube was still really young and was a relatively small platform, and no one really made money from gaming content, and so Sypher's 3 brothers would occasionally be in Sypher's videos. They would try to entertain their audience by making fun gaming content on the games they played.
45.
Behind us, fresh. Knock out.
He's out. There we go. That's what we're talking about. Can you guys get the 34 right here?
Yeah, get him.
At first the channel belonged to all 3 of them, and Sypher did all the editing and most of the work, while his brothers would be in the video with him trying to entertain the audience. But eventually his 2 brothers quit and left the channel for SypherPk since it wasn't even making money at the time. But Sypher never gave up on his dream. Right after school he would be home gaming or making another YouTube video, and he first learned editing videos from his project at high school. Anyways, his very first video was called Epic Overkill, and here he made a montage that was 38 seconds long showing his best RuneScape kills. The video took 2 weeks to make, and at the time it only had like 40 views, and it wasn't really interesting to watch. But on that video he got a comment that said "nice video," and that comment motivated him to continue posting. His YouTube streams back then managed to get a peak of 92 views, and although that seems low by today's standards, that was actually pretty good back in 2011 and 2012. Anyways, Sypher loved to entertain and interact with his viewers, and he believed that he could one day make it big, if he just kept trying. Sypher continued to make YouTube videos and stream for the next few years. He was juggling schoolwork and basketball while also trying to make it big as a creator. In sports, Sypher even managed to earn his school their first ever district championship in basketball.
Senior year, I played on the varsity team. All the hard work from freshman year till now paid off big time.
I could remember when the buzzer went off. That was the first district championship that Cedar Ridge was able to accomplish.
In 2014, Sypher graduated from high school, and now he wanted to go full-time in his dreams of making YouTube videos.
And I decided to become a full-time streamer and YouTuber. Now I know this might sound crazy to some of you guys, and you might think I am stupid for doing this.
So he went and asked his parents to not go to college. His parents were mad and didn't agree with him. And after a long conversation, his parents forced him to go to college, and Sypher had no choice but to agree. His parents wanted him to have a high-paying job that school provided, like a doctor, lawyer, or engineer. And his parents thought that making videos or editing was more of a hobby, just like playing games, and that he would ruin his future if he stopped college for something like making YouTube videos.
And as my parents sat there staring at me, I told them that I wanted to take a gap year after graduating high school to pursue content creation full time. But let's just say they were not thrilled to hear any of that.
During his first year in college, Sypher would skip a lot of his classes to rather make YouTube videos, but in order to grow as a creator, Sypher would need to focus more on his YouTube channel, and to do that he would need to drop out of college. So in his second year of college, Sypher decided to ask his parents one more time to drop out of college. And after a lot of arguing, Sypher and his parents came up with a compromise. If Sypher can reach 500 subscribers by the end of that summer, then he can focus on streaming and would not have to go back to college classes in the fall. And so Sypher took his parents' word and started grinding. Later in the summer of 2015, after constantly uploading every week, he finally managed to hit 500 subscribers, but his parents went back on their word. You see, although his parents made this compromise, they only made it thinking that it probably wouldn't happen, and they were worried for their son, and they didn't want Ali to not be able to provide for himself through streaming and creating content, and they thought that he was wasting his time. And so, unfortunately, Sypher was told to go back to school again, even though they had an agreement. And so instead of listening to his parents and getting a degree, he decided to pack his bags and leave his parents' house.
I had to bet on myself. I boxed up my computer, packed my clothes in a black trash bag, and I left.
He already got monetized on his YouTube account, but he didn't make enough money to live on. He booked a hotel for a week and set up his computer and used the hotel Wi-Fi to continue streaming. And while he continued with the grind of uploading every week, he posted a video explaining his situation to his viewers. One of those viewers was Daniela. Daniela somehow managed to get in contact with him, and she sent a message to him explaining that she wanted to share that she's in a similar situation as him, and other words of encouragement. The two people kept messaging each other and later kept having calls on the phone, until finally they started dating, and they kept encouraging each other, and right now Danielle became his wife. Anyways, things started to move in the right direction. Sypher's content now revolved around ESO and Overwatch.
For this, or do you recommend that? And it's like really hard questions that are not easy to answer. So I try my best, guys. I try my best when it comes to responding to emails. I really want to respond to everyone, but...
After 2 years, Daniela, which is the other Twitch streamer, decided to move in with him. Now overall, Sypher streamed for over 4 years and his channel had around 60,000 subscribers. And even though he now made enough money to live on, Sypher felt that he could still achieve more. The games he made content on didn't really have much people playing them. So Sypher decided to look for another game and switch his content entirely. And so he found Fortnite. In September of 2017, Epic Games released a new game called Fortnite Battle Royale, and it launched with great success. Viewership skyrocketed for content creators like Nick at 30, Ninja, and Tifu, but when Sypher switched games at first, his viewership fell at about 80%. But Sypher decided to still stick with Fortnite and instead stream at times where other creators weren't going online. And so after some time, people started flocking to him on Twitch and his audience grew even more at a faster rate.
This is going to be a rags to riches commentary. Basically, we start off with whatever Dusty offers, and we make our way to the top.
Sypher loved streaming and he came to also like the game of Fortnite. He played it competitively, and even managed to earn over $100,000 from all the Fortnite tournaments he's played in his whole career. In later seasons, Fortnite decided to add the launch pad, and this new item launched players in the sky and was used for mobility, but Sypher decided to use it to kill a player.
Got him! Let's go! Baby! Oh, we too quick with the trap tower!
That clip went viral and became the most viewed clip in Fortnite history. And in the year that Fortnite came out, Sypher went from having 20,000 followers on Twitch to almost 1 million. And since he was finally a big content creator, Epic Games decided to invite him to play in the weekly Friday Fortnite. And it's here where Sypher got his big break in tournaments by winning the Friday Fortnite tournament. He kept up with the grind until he got his most popular video on the channel with 21 million views, where he played random duos and found a kid that knew how to sing.
Remember me, though I have to travel far, remember me. Each time you will hear a sad guitar, for if I'm ever far away, I hold you in my heart. I sing a secret song to you each night we are apart.
IDK how this is the most popular video. There were other videos which were much better in my opinion. But anyways, Sypher found the same kid again 5 years later and made a follow-up video.
Yes, chat, this is the ukulele kid all grown up.
Yes, not all grown up. I'm getting there still.
How old are you now?
I'm getting there still. I am 14 and a half. I'll be 15 in May.
Oh, so you were like 9
12.
when we played. Oh, you were 12, okay.
This video alone got his channel 400,000 subscribers. And in Chapter 1 Season X, Sypher decided to stream the live event called At the End on October 13th of 2019. This event was one of the biggest events in Fortnite history and had people from all around the world watching it.
Yo, PK, you better get on that YouTube channel, bro.
Yo, Jack!
This changes everything!
This changes everything!
Oh, God!
Oh!
Millions tuned in on Sypher's Twitch stream, and at the end of the Black Hole event, Fortnite took a long downtime until the coming of the next season, 1 day in, and the Black Hole is still there. Many YouTubers clicked off the game and played other games, but Sypher stayed streaming the entire downtime, for 2 days just staring at a black hole. Until after a long time, numbers appeared on the screen and the event started to go to Chapter 2. SypherPk waiting blew his live stream even more because people pulled up his stream to quickly see what's happening in the game. This stream got 100,000 live viewers, and after all these videos, Sypher went from 2 to 4 million subscribers in just under a year. Later, Sypher went to the Pro-Am and had a good time, and after that, a few months later, he got an icon skin with his channel theme colors and many more. Sypher also founded a company called Oni Studios, where they help young and up-and-coming creators which start their channels for the first time to blow up. Sypher did this because he didn't want other people to struggle like he did at the start of his career. Also, he made his wife Daniela the CEO of Oni Studios. And finally, we get to the present day. Sypher's dad realized his mistake in stopping Sypher from streaming to focus on college. And so Sypher finally made his dreams come true. If you enjoyed the video and want more, then be sure to give the video a like and comment who should I do next.